It's finally happening. The celestial clockwork, which has been grinding in a slow, shadowed dance for months, has just struck a chord that will resonate through the very marrow of your soul. Tomorrow, April 28, the sun emits a specific, concentrated frequency, a solar signal that acts as a cosmic key, unlocking doors many of you thought were sealed forever. This is not merely a date on a calendar. It is a rupture in the mundane, a moment where the veil between your untapped potential and your current reality becomes whisper thin. For a long time, you may have felt as though your inner fire was flickering, dampened by the heavy waters of doubt, exhaustion, or a world that seems designed to drain your essence. But the universe does not allow its stars to stay dimmed indefinitely. There is a precise geometry to our spiritual evolution, and tomorrow, the alignment of the heavens triggers a massive restoration of sovereignty. While the entire collective will feel a shift, there are 3 specific zodiac signs that are being called to the front lines of this energetic surge. These 3 signs are about to receive their power back, not in a trickle, but in a flood. In this transmission, we are going to pull back the curtain on this solar signal. We will explore the ancient mechanics of solar energy, why tomorrow's alignment is a rare spiritual catalyst, and specifically which 3 signs are stepping out of the shadows to reclaim their thrones. We will also discuss how you can prepare your vessel to receive this high-frequency light without being overwhelmed by its intensity. I will explain what this means for you in a moment. Before we go into this, I want you to do 3 things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave the number 369 inches for the comments. This number has tremendous energy. It is the key to the universe, as Tesla once suggested, and it will energize the video, anchoring your intention into the physical realm. You can also share this with someone you want to benefit from this video and support their spiritual awakening. Now, let us go deeper into the heart of the Sunday. To understand the magnitude of the signal arriving on April 28, we must first peel back the layers of time and look at the sun through the eyes of the ancients. For the modern world, the sun is a ball of gas, a nuclear furnace in the vacuum of space. But for the high priests of Heliopolis, the Vedic seers, and the alchemists of the Renaissance, the sun was the sol invictus, the unconquered Sunday. It was seen as the physical heart of a living, breathing cosmos, pumping spiritual prana, or pneuma, through the planetary arteries of our solar system. In the Hermetic tradition, it is taught that as above, so below. If the sun is the center of our system, the solar plexus is the sun of our body. Ancient esoteric wisdom suggests that certain celestial alignments act as dispensations, moments when the great central sun transmits specific codes of intelligence to help humanity leap over hurdles of stagnation. The signal coming tomorrow is one such dispensation. It is reminiscent of the concept of the aeon, a period of sacred time where the linear world of chronos deadlines, aging, and decay is interrupted by the eternal. History shows us that civilizations that mastered the solar cycles didn't just survive, they transcended. The Egyptians built their temples to capture the exact moment of solar rebirth, believing that when the sun hit a specific angle, it breathed Ka, or life force, back into the pharaoh. Philosophical texts from the Pythagorean school suggest that the sun speaks in harmonics. When we talk about a solar signal, we are talking about a cosmic harmonic frequency that matches the vibration of sovereignty. Why is this happening now, specifically on the threshold of April 28? Philosophically, we are moving through a period of refining fire. In alchemy, this is the calcinatio stage, where the ego is burned away to reveal the gold of the soul. For the past several weeks, many of you have been in the crucible. You have felt the heat. You have felt the pressure. The universe sends this signal tomorrow as the cooling breath, or the golden dawn, after the long night of the soul. It is the moment the alchemist realizes the lead has finally transformed. In the Vedic Upanishads, the sun is often invoked as Surya, the dispeller of darkness and the healer of the blind. But this healing is not just physical. It is the removal of avidya, or spiritual ignorance. When you lose your power, it is usually because you have forgotten who you are. You have become blind to your own divinity. The historical significance of a solar signal is that it functions as a remembrance. It is a cosmic alarm clock set by your higher self before you even incarnated into this life. As we look toward tomorrow, we aren't just looking at a sunrise. We are looking at the return of the internal king and queen. In the tarot, the sun card represents success, radiance, and abundance. But its deeper meaning is the inner child playing in the light of truth. We are returning to a state of primordial strength. The three signs we will discuss have been chosen as the lighthouses for this energy. They have been through the deepest darkness, and thus they have the greatest capacity to hold this incoming light. To grasp the mechanics of the solar signal, imagine the universe not as a void, but as a vast, interconnected web of crystalline filaments. Every planet, every star, and every human being is a node on this web. Most of the time, the energy moving through these filaments is a steady, low-level hum, the background radiation of existence. However, tomorrow, April 28, the sun acts as a cosmic resonator. It is as if a master musician has struck a tuning fork against the fabric of space, sending a specific vibration, the solar signal, rippling toward Earth to recalibrate our internal frequencies. This signal is fundamentally about the restoration of energetic sovereignty. In the spiritual realm, power is not about control over others. It is about the unleashing of the self. Think of your personal power like a reservoir of water. Over time, through trauma, societal pressure, and the drainage of daily life, cracks form in the walls of that reservoir. Your energy leaks into projects that don't fulfill you, into people who don't appreciate you, and into anxieties that don't belong to you. You feel powerless because your reservoir is empty. The solar signal arriving tomorrow acts as a divine seal. It moves through the atmosphere and interacts with your biomagnetic field, beginning the process of plugging those leaks. It is a solar reset. For the three signs in focus, this is particularly potent. Imagine a computer that has been bogged down by background tasks, viruses, and outdated software until it finally freezes. Tomorrow, the universe hits the factory reset button, but it keeps all the wisdom you've gained while clearing out the malware of your past. The first sign entering this period of reclamation is Leo. As a sign ruled by the sun itself, Leos have felt the recent cosmic shifts more acutely than most. You have felt like a sun obscured by a total eclipse present, but unable to cast your warmth or see your own path. Tomorrow's signal is your corona moment. The sun is handing you back your scepter. This isn't just about confidence, it's about the return of your creative fire. The projects you abandoned and the dreams you silenced are going to start glowing from within. You are being reminded that you do not need permission to shine. You are the light source. The second sign stepping into the light is Scorpio. While Leo is the fire of the day, you are the power of the deep. For Scorpios, the recent journey has felt like being trapped in an underground cavern, navigating the dark night of the soul. The solar signal tomorrow acts like a laser beam piercing through the earth into that cavern. It is the gift of clarity. Your power was never lost. It was being refined in the shadows. Tomorrow, that shadow power integrates with the solar light, giving you a terrifyingly beautiful sense of purpose. You will find that the things that once intimidated you now seem like mere shadows on a wall. These signs are the first to receive the signal because they represent the fixed points of the zodiac, the stabilizers. When they get their power back, they create a ripple effect that stabilizes the rest of the collective. But how does this light actually transform into power in your daily life? It happens through a process we call photonic recoding. As the solar signal penetrates the deeper layers of our consciousness, we arrive at the third sign destined to reclaim its throne, Capricorn. While Leo brings the fire and Scorpio brings the depth, Capricorn represents the architect of reality. For many Capricorns, The recent months have felt like building a cathedral on shifting sands. You've worked harder than anyone, yet the structures of your life may have felt brittle or hollow. Tomorrow's signal provides the solar cement. It is a grounding frequency that transmutes your exhaustion into authority. You are moving from the role of the laborer to the master mason. The universe is signaling that your period of testing is over. The mountain you've been climbing is finally turning into a vantage point from which you will oversee your empire. But we must address a nuance that many overlook. The solar signal is a double-edged sword. In the ancient mystery schools, the sun was known as the Great Revealer. When you turn up the brightness in a room, you don't just see the beautiful furniture. You see the dust, the cobwebs, and the cracks in the floor. This is why some may feel a brief moment of solar shock tomorrow. As your power returns, you will see exactly where you have been betraying yourself. You might realize that a relationship you thought was supportive was actually a parasite on your energy, or that a career path you felt committed to was actually a prison of your own making. This shock is not a punishment, it is defragmentation. Just as a computer organizes its files to run faster, the solar signal is forcing your life to organize itself around your highest truth. If something falls away tomorrow or in the days following, let it go. It is being burned off by the solar wind because it cannot survive the high-frequency environment you are now entering. There is also a biological component to this. Our DNA is light-sensitive. It is essentially a biological storage device for light. When we speak of getting your power back, we are talking about epigenetic activation. The solar signal carries light codes, packets of information that trigger the dormant parts of your psyche. You may experience sudden downloads, instantaneous realizations, or aha moments that solve problems you've been struggling with for years. This is the sun, communicating directly with your cellular intelligence. For the three signs mentioned, Leo, Scorpio, and Capricorn, this activation will feel like a quickening. Time might seem to move faster, and your manifestations may begin to appear with startling speed. However, for everyone watching, the message remains the same. The universe is no longer asking you to play small. The solar signal is an ultimatum. It is the cosmos saying, I have provided the spark. Now, you must choose to be the flame. We are moving away from the age of seeking and into the age of radiance. You no longer need to go into the mountains to find the light. The light is arriving at your doorstep tomorrow morning. The question is, are you ready to open the door and let it consume the person you used to be? Now that we understand the celestial mechanics of this solar signal, the question becomes, how do you ground this lightning? High-frequency energy is like a surge of electricity. If your wires are not prepared, you risk burnout rather than breakthrough. To truly reclaim your power tomorrow, April 28, you must move from passive observation to active reception. The first technique is solar grounding. Tomorrow morning, at the earliest hour possible, stand outside with your feet bare on the earth. This is crucial. As the sun sends its high-frequency signal down, the earth acts as the negative pole to the sun's positive. By connecting your physical body to the soil, you create a complete circuit. Close your eyes and face the Sunday. Feel the warmth hitting your forehead, your third eye, and imagine a golden thread entering your crown and traveling down your spine, anchoring into the core of the planet. This ensures the energy doesn't just swirl in your head as anxiety, but settles in your gut as strength. The second practice is the solar plexus invocation. Since the sun rules the third chakra, the seat of your will, you must clear any blockages here. Place your right hand over your upper abdomen, just above the navel. Breathe deeply and, with every exhale, chant the seed sound of the sun. Ram pronounced R-A-A-M. As you do this, visualize a miniature sun spinning behind your hand. With every repetition, see the sun growing brighter, burning away the grey fog of old doubts and the hooks of people who have been draining your energy. For our three highlighted signs, Leo, Scorpio, and Capricorn, there is a specific command of sovereignty. You should speak aloud during the peak of the day. I revoke all prior contracts of powerlessness. I reclaim my light from every person, place, and timeline where I left it. I am the sun of my own life. I am centered, I am whole, and I am unconquered. Furthermore, pay close attention to your solar water. Place a glass bottle of water in the direct sunlight for at least 3 hours tomorrow. Water is a programmable crystal. It will record the frequencies of the solar signal. Drinking this sun-charged water throughout the next 3 days will help integrate the light codes at a cellular level, smoothing out the transition and preventing the solar shock we discussed earlier. A final word of advice: guard your silence. Tomorrow is a day for high-level downloads, not low-level gossip. The more you speak about trivial things, the more you dissipate the energy the universe is trying to give you. Treat your energy like gold. If you feel a sudden surge of productivity or a vision for your future, write it down immediately, but don't share it with anyone yet. Let the seeds germinate in the warmth of your own secrecy. The obstacles you face tomorrow are likely just tests of your new boundaries. Stand firm, and the universe will yield. The stage is set. The cosmos has finished its silent preparations, and the baton is about to be passed to you. Tomorrow, April 28, is more than a celestial event. It is a gateway. We have explored the ancient wisdom of the soul Invictus, identified the specific calls to Leo, Scorpio, and Capricorn, and mapped out the energetic architecture of this solar signal. Now, the theoretical ends and the lived experience begins. Remember, the universe does not send these signals to change your life for you. It sends them to provide the raw materials so that you can change it yourself. The power returning to you tomorrow is the power of will. It is the ability to stand in the center of your own existence and say yes to your purpose and no to your shadows. Whether you are one of the three signs, stepping into the spotlight, or a seeker feeling the collective shift, the message is clear. The time for hiding is over. The refining fire has done its work, and what remains is the indestructible gold of your spirit. As the sun rises tomorrow, look at it not as a distant star, but as a mirror reflecting your own radiance. You are a sovereign being, a fragment of the divine, and the solar signal is simply the universe reminding you of that fact. Take the steps we've discussed, ground yourself, charge your water, and speak your truth into the atmosphere. The age of radiance isn't a future promise. It begins the moment you decide to stop living in the dark. I encourage you to spend tomorrow in a state of high observation. Watch the synchronicities, listen to the whispers of your intuition, and notice how the world responds when you finally carry yourself with the weight of your own reclaimed power. You have been through the shadows. You have earned this light. Go forth and shine with the intensity of 1,000 suns. The universe is watching, and it is eager to see what you will build with the fire you've been given. Stay aligned, stay conscious, and I will see you in the next transmission.